Hello and welcome to Clifton Rugby Clutch. It's an absolutely amazing night tonight. It's Clifton College against Kingswood. It is the Ryan Bresnahan Memorial Game. It's been 14 years now of these games. Absolutely fantastic cause. As you can see behind me, A Life for a Cure is the charity set up in Ryan's memory. We're going to hopefully be chatting to Ryan's mum a little later on, because it is a very, very special evening. They've raised over 600,000 for Meningitis B. It's been quite an effort in that time. On the field, it's been spectacular as well over the years, including last year's stunning game. Millfield thought they were in for the win, but in the last play of the game, Clifton College took the win. We're going to be talking about that later on with Finn Fielder, who was the fly half that day. But before we do that, we're going to chat to another couple of Clifton College, well, we're going to call them legends, I think, actually. We've got Owen Pascal and Victor Worsnip, two international stars as well, I should say. Victor, you played in this game last year. It's a really, really special one, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. Obviously, it's a game that all boys are really looking forward to. And last year was a credit to that. It was obviously a great game and it's a really close one as well.
And you obviously out injured for this one. Back soon, I hope?
No, not really. 6 months post-op, so no, not ideal, but hopefully come back stronger.
Going to be cheering the boys on, though. I think I've seen you on T duties tonight.
I am on T duty, yeah, we'll be cheering the boys on.
Lovely stuff. And Owen as well, you're injured as well. I mean, it's such a tough one at the moment, isn't it, these injuries? They've been piling up for you.
Yeah, it's been a tough season last season, and obviously now the start of this season. Went off with a bit of a bang in South America, ended up with a shoulder collarbone break. But yeah, we're here cheering on the boys.
And obviously, you're a Welshman, a lot of Wales players in this Clifton College lineup. You're not far away from the border. That's got to be pretty exciting.
Yeah, I mean, especially with the amount of boys here, 7 boys in the starting lineup, Welsh boys. So yeah, massive rep from the Welsh boys.
And Victor, I want to talk to you about a guy you know well. Toured with him in South Africa with England this summer. Congratulations on that. Kingswood fly half James Lineker. We know a lot about the Clifton boys, but he's one to look out for on the opposition.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, we know his class. He's always going to control the game very well, especially it's rainy, windy, all of that. So yeah, he's going to be class for them. I'm sure we'll see a lot from him today.
Absolutely. And who are we looking out for on the Clifton College side?
Got to give St John a mention, and I think Zach Arbour at 8. I think he's going to have a pretty good game, especially in these conditions.
Doing his twin brother dirty in the front row. It's a day for the front rows. It's been absolutely atrocious. It is absolutely bucketing down. We're on cables instead of wireless because it's ruined absolutely everything. But what it's not going to do is ruin the rugby, and what it's not going to do is ruin what is an incredibly special occasion. I know that Ryan's mum comes in to speak to all the boys before the game each year. That's always a pretty special moment, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. She always comes in every year before the game, give us a little re-insight of what's going to happen and how important it is for all the boys and what it means to school.
Absolutely. Right, lads, go get yourselves warm and dry. I'm going to have a wander around and see if I can find some people to talk to, namely a couple of, in fact, here we go. It's the woman of the hour. It's Michelle Bresnahan. Now, we're going to have a little chat with Michelle in just a second, but before we chat to Michelle, her daughter has been doing some absolutely fantastic stuff recently, and we've got a little video that we're going to put up and tell you all about that, because it's a particularly special year this year, A Life for a Cure, and we're going to be talking to Michelle about that in a minute. But let's see what her daughter's been up to.
Well, I made it to rest day and my feet are loving the Birks as a nice change. I'm not quite halfway, but I'm so proud to have got this far and want to thank everyone for all of your support. It really has kept me going. I've walked through wind, rain, dark, sunshine, seen so many amazing places, climbed a quadrillion stairs to the height of almost 2 Everests. But one thing remains consistent throughout, and that's Ryan and what I'm doing it for. Please continue to support and donate if you can, and I'll see you back on the open road.
Absolutely fantastic feat there. She's pounding away those miles, isn't she?
It's absolutely unbelievable what she's doing. I think collectively, that's the thing about it. It's not just the 25 miles a day, it's the 25 miles the next day and the next day, and also the logistics of how she gets from A to B, where she's sleeping, all her kit, carrying her kit, the weather. Let's talk about the weather. It was very challenging at the beginning. She had a great nice bit around Padstow. That was lovely, but it is amazing. She's doing absolutely brilliantly. I'm so proud of her. It's amazing.
Well, you guys set yourselves up for the challenges. You were doing the marathon, now we're getting this from your daughter. You push yourselves.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, look at it tonight. The calls and the support that we have from everybody. Every time we're thinking, what more can we do? So, as you mentioned, Ryan's 30th birthday this year, and Charlotte really wanted to do something that recognised that in her own way. Not just an event that A Life for a Cure are doing, but something that she came up with. It was her idea. She's organised it. She's got her company to give her the month off and fund it. And she put a very good, proposition for why they should do that. It's just so important to her.
It really is. And how can people donate?
So there's a Just Giving, Steps of Tribute is what it's called, and she's also on Instagram, and every day she loads up where she's been, her challenges, what she's loved. She puts some great photos, so on Instagram it's Steps of Tribute as well, and those really are, I think it's 1.35 million steps to tribute in Ryan's tribute, Ryan's legacy that he's left us. They were a great pair, the two of them, and yeah, it's just fantastic seeing her. She's 28 now. She was 13 when Ryan died, and I was actually with him when he died. And so for her to want to do something so special and so amazing, she's basically walking to Berlin and climbing Mount Everest 4 times in amongst the beautiful coastline of this country.
Puts my attempts at 10,000 a day into absolute shame. Listen, tonight is obviously a sort of flagship night for A Life for a Cure. Always such a special night. It's absolutely bouncing, isn't it?
It is. It's just, honestly, the energy that the schools bring, I'm always so grateful. I always try and do assembly in the visiting school because I really want them to appreciate what it is about and come prepared, bring their friends, bring their family and understand the occasion. When are they going to play in such a spectacle as this? So they just bring their energy, and which is fantastic.
They certainly do. And Michelle, you've brought the dry weather. The rain is gone. Someone's shining on us. Any last message? I mean, people obviously need to check out A Life for a Cure. Is there anything else coming up in the future that we need to be aware of?
We are constantly doing so much awareness. That's basically, the charity is run by volunteers. So every penny that everybody gives us goes straight to the cause of raising awareness. I do so much work with young adults and some of the pharmaceutical companies and the other meningitis charities to work together to just stop other young lives being lost to this horrible, horrible disease.
It really is. It's really important stuff that you're doing. It's a wonderful tribute to Ryan's life, and it's an amazing night. It was an amazing night last year. I don't know if we're going to get the same, but fingers crossed. If we get anything half as good, we'll be in for something.
Yeah, absolutely. And everyone's so, as you say, the atmosphere, you forget actually in between, and then you come here, and I always go home. It's a bit bittersweet, I have to say, because you're on such a high, and then you remember why it happened. And to be honest, I still can't believe that Ryan, look at him, so fit and healthy, and this was taken about 6 months before he died. He was at the gym the night before he died, and then there's always that, hang on a minute, this is why people are coming. But having said that, 14 years on, we're in a place that I could never have imagined would be so great. The support, the continued support, the awareness that we continue to do. And even if that's just saved one life, then some good has come from A Life for a Cure.
a lot of good has come from Alive for a Cure. It's a very, very special charity. It's a very, very important cause, and it's a great night that you put on every year. Well done to you. You go and get yourself dry and under that nice stand, and we'll start chatting to some people.
Okay, thank you so much for supporting us, as always. Much appreciated.
Thank you, Michelle. Enjoy. And in fact, Ryan's coming to visit us very closely as the banners come down. That tells you what the weather is like here tonight. Behind us, we've got the teams warming up. We've got fans, as you can see to my left. We're going to see if we can try and find Matt Salter for a little chat. He was due to speak to us, but you know, coaching is his #1 task tonight, and he's been doing quite a lot of that because there's been a load of rugby going on every single year. What they do here is they get the prep schools out, they get the under 14s, the 15s, the Colts all playing on the back pitches. We had a little mini game being played out here earlier on between the two prep schools. It was absolutely fantastic, and as you can see behind me, we are getting ready for kickoff. I'm going to just tell you a little bit about what these two teams have been up to as well. Clifton College have been off to an absolute flyer. Victory right in their first game against Harrow, then they went on and beat Llandovery College, the Welsh champions no less, and then a really, really good game against Sedbergh. Just lost that one out by 2 points. Really, really tight one. It's been similar for Kingswood as well. They started off with a defeat at Cheltenham. Since then, they've been absolutely flying. So we've got two incredible sides, two sides packed with talent. And look at this, the man of the hour, Matt Salter, has arrived. Matt, how are you?
Schedule, am I?
Well, hey, we can adapt. It's live, it's fine. How are you, Matt?
I'm all right, yeah. We're just trying to get as many people in as we can. So, I mean, it's an amazing crowd. It's the first time for a while that we played, you know, a really local side, as in Kingswood, and the support is amazing. It's just great. You know, the weather holds off a little bit.
Well, you know, it's packed out. There's cars absolutely everywhere. I mean, it must be getting on for 1,000 people here.
Yeah, I think it possibly is. Yeah, we parked the coaches somewhere else now, so we managed to get them on the car park. But yeah, it's just a great advert for schoolboy rugby, isn't it? You know, 4 or 5 sides here tonight. The support that's come, 2 schools, Beeching and Kingswood. I think just the number of supporters they've brought as well. About 100 supporters from their school just really shows the strength of schoolboy rugby.
It certainly does, and obviously this is a really important night for the school, for the charity, and I know that Michelle sort of stays in touch with the team and with you, and really makes it sort of something that the boys all know about deeply.
Yeah, I think, look, there's a lot of charity games around, and they're brilliant. But you know, Michelle's been to the school. She's spoken to the boys at Kingswood. She spoke again. It's been 10 years since played Kingswood, and a long time since Ryan died. That sometimes the reason why we do this can get lost. But Michelle came to chapel this week and spoke to all the, you know, the pupils that joined the school, the people that didn't know Ryan, and just, you know, made that message and understanding of what this really is about. And it's a celebration of Ryan's life, but it's also a celebration of rugby, and you know, a celebration of, you know, just great, fabulous occasion that schoolboy rugby can be.
Certainly is a real celebratory atmosphere. It was a real celebratory atmosphere last year as well. What game that was? Do you think we're on for something similar?
Well, you hope so. I mean, we've had really tight games so far this season, and 3 of them, and you know, we came on the wrong end of Sedbergh last minute. But yeah, just hope that it's a great game, great spectacle, and you really want on a night like tonight that the boys show what they can do and just really go out and express themselves. So that's hopefully what we get tonight.
Yeah, and you've got a lot of old boys down. We've got Finn Fielder up in commentary with us. You've got Aiden Boshoff handing out the trophies later. I think he's going to have a chat at half time as well. Real sense of sort of community with this game as well. Yeah,
I think so. I think the boys have just been in the corner chatting with a few of the boys that played, you know, a few years ago, and they all come back for this game. There's that sense of community. The fly half who played 10 years ago now plays for Clifton Rugby Club. He's here tonight that played for Kingswood, so he's sort of reminding me that we lost that game a few years ago and reminding how well he played. So yeah, as I say, having a Bath school back reminds us just how strong rugby is locally and how much of a tradition this game is.
Certainly does, and you've got some fantastic players in the lineup, but actually one player I want to talk to you about, mainly because I've not done my research and I'm hoping you're going to tidy this up. Ollie Taylor in the back row. His brother Harry, is he starting for Gloucester at the weekend?
Well, yeah, he's been involved. He's on that long journey since leaving school, going into the professional environment, but now you start to see him coming through, and Ollie as well. You know, it's taken him a few years, and he's now pushing through, and he's starting to match his brother. So you're getting that legacy coming through, and the boys looking up to the older boys, and especially when you've got brothers doing that, it's a real sort of, you know, it's a nice story. He should be here tonight, but I can't see him at the moment, but maybe he's watching on the live stream.
I did do my research. That's good. I'm happy with that. Happy with that. Listen, I don't want to keep you for too long because I think the boys are about to come out. So you go get yourself in the stands. Stay vaguely dry. You've got your Clifton College coat on. Well done.
On brand. That's good, right?
Always on brand. As are we. Matt Salter there, the director of rugby at Clifton College. Now, as you can see behind me, the teams have gone in. They're going to be popping out in a couple of moments' time. So I am going to jump up into the commentary box and chat to Finn Fielder, where we're going to go through the teams. We're also going to hear about what he's been up to since leaving Clifton College last year, and then we will be up and running in a couple of moments' time. So we're going to have a few messages from our partners, and then we'll be into the team sheets.
The right kit changes everything. With the right kit, you're ready for anything. United, connected, unstoppable. Whatever your sport, we are your sporting partner. Creating your kit your way. For every team, for every challenge, for every aspiration. Feel seen. Feel ready. Feel part of the team. Kit on, game on.
Welcome back, everyone. We are stationed in the dry. We're shaded from all the weather out here as Kingswood run out for this Ryan Bresnahan Memorial Game against Clifton College. 14 years this has been going on, this game. 10 years ago, these two met in it. Kingswood got the victory that day, 30 points to 10. The biggest ever defeat for Clifton College in this fixture. How will it go today? I've got Finn Fielder, who is at fly half for Clifton College, alongside me for this one. Finn, great to have you along. Looking forward to it?
Yeah, it's good to be here. The pinnacle of Clifton schoolboy rugby. It's a pleasure to be on comms.
It certainly is the pinnacle for their opposition as well. And we're going to have a quick look through that Kingswood lineup. They were first through the gates, and Kingswood are led, as mentioned in that conversation with Victor Worsnip earlier on, by their fly half, the England under-18 man, James Lineker, who is an absolutely fantastic player. Unfortunately, they are without his co-captain, Evan Gallagher, who was due to play at number 8. So Jack Williams is in there at 8, alongside Oscar Eaton and Charlie Hanson-Brown. Target and Wake in the second row, look out for them. Glover, Johnson, Engley, Duffy in the front row. Perry alongside Lineker, half-back with Walsh and Belmont in the centres. Smith and Worthy are your wings, with Jack Adams at full-back. Knight, Dunn and Watts are on the bench. These are two teams line up. A little moment of silence in memory of Ryan. Applause rings out around the ground, and Clifton College line up as follows. They are led by their fullback and England squad member Ollie Harris. Look out for him tonight. He is a fantastic player, and I tell you what, it's a star-studded Clifton side as well. Matt Dixon and Finn Kandavanam Lovell in half-back, Freddie St John and Will Moore in the centres, Austin Rowe and Glenn Gamble, who's moved down from Scotland this year, on the wings. Up front, George Leyland, a veteran from last year, Jake Malker and Luca Arva, his twin brother. Zach starts at number 8. Ollie Taylor, as mentioned, at 7, with Junsai Yasuda at 6. Harrison Jones in the second row, alongside Oshin Williams, who came on at half-time last year and made a real difference. James Stewart, Michael Rogers, Teddy Smith-Milne, Noah Williams, Jake Smith, Lewis Popple, Harry Delaney and Harrison Nixon on the bench. Harry Delaney, by the way, the second 15 skipper, getting his first team run out today. And Finn, one special player missing tonight, unfortunately.
Yeah, an honourable mention for Rory Morgan, who sadly misses out his first team debut tonight because he pulled his hamstring in training on Tuesday. So shame for Rory.
They let him get away with that. How did he pull it?
Celebrating a try he scored in training.
Oh dear, oh dear. Rory, we hope you get better soon. And by the way, we're live on TikTok for this one too, as Clifton College make a big tackle, but it was without the ball, and Lineker goes quickly for Kingswood, looking to inject some pace into the game. Lineker, who's already signed professional terms with Bath, you may have noticed over the course of the summer, despite being a schoolboy. Got some squad going as well with Bath. There's a Kepu Tuipulotu. Connor Treacy signing up. Bristol, meanwhile, very, very closely aligned with Bristol Bears. In fact, I was totting it up earlier. There's a whopping 14 Bristol Bears under-18s in this Bristol squad. So deep, sorry, in this Clifton squad, I should say. So deep is the Clifton squad that a number of those players are actually on the bench tonight. It's pretty impressive at Clifton what's going on.
Yeah, some serious squad depth. They probably was a very tough week for Salts and Grew to make important selection choices. There are definitely a few names left out that would certainly be one to put in on the kit today.
Very talented players either side. I think Lineker wants to go for the post, but he hasn't got Victor Worsnip running a tee on for him. So he's just waiting for someone to take up that job. It looks as though they have. Now, of course, there's a shot clock going on as well, so the referee's, I think, just telling him to get a bit of a shift on. Ben, you're a kicker yourself. How much does it affect you when you get put under that sort of time pressure?
I think more so in scenarios like this, where you're waiting for a tee for a very long time.
Perhaps it does just have an impact. Drifts off to the right. Clifton looking to run it out as well. Well, more it was breaking away. But Kingswood earning the penalty.
13 blue.
Coming off the back of one of their greatest ever seasons last year, Kingswood. Looking right on the money early on here. This is a great opportunity for them to try and create something.
Let's go. Guys, let's go.
Looks as though they're going to go for the tap as well. I think the Duffy thunders forward, 5 metres out. Now they just move a little wider. Lineker tried to go for the inside ball, doesn't stick. Clifton have the ball back. This is real ambition as Clifton look to break out from behind their own try line almost. The chip comes in. Incredible ambition from Clifton College.
Some early wheels shown there from Glenn Gamble, tearing down the left-hand side, and then Matty Dixon collecting the chip and chase, unfortunately tackled straight into touch.
Glenn Gamble, the man that moved down from Fettes College this summer, part of the Scotland development squad, and showing he's not the only big winger from Scotland. Rather, showing Duhan van der Merwe is not the only big winger from Scotland, perhaps. Kingswood have possession. Clifton off the line so quickly. And that defensive pressure forces Kingswood to kick the ball away. Oh, lovely, lovely feet in the backfield. And Lovell. His first start at 10 today. It's been a position that they've tried a few out in this season. Freddie St. John started the season at fly half. George Lovell, Lewis Popple, I should say, has had a couple of games in there as well. Van Vanham Lovell is the man in the 10 shirt today, another one of that Bristol Bears cohort, and showing his skills there in the early stages.
Over the last few weeks, Finn's proved himself in both half-back positions. Actually, he's shown his he's given Matty a run for his money at 9 too.
There's more than a couple of lads in the Clifton College back line that can fill a position or two. Fantastic running from Clifton College and Will Moore. He's in for the opening try tonight. Huge moment for Moore. Electric break first from Harris, the skipper, gave the pass to Moore, and Moore finishes it off brilliantly.
Come on, boys!
Early on in the game, Clifton showing their threats multiple times. Gamble down the left-hand side, and then there, Ollie Harris making a break, beating a defender, and putting Moore into the corner. It's a fantastic start early on, showing threat all across the back three.
Moore did so well there, just to slow his feet up as Harris got a little tangled, just to stay behind the ball carrier and offer a valid support line. Many talents. Glenn Gamble, the winger. Best impression of Kenny Logan. charge of kicking duties here. Flips it off the post to give Clifton College a 7-0 lead. Will Moore, the try scorer. Moore wearing Victor Worsnip's 13 shirt tonight. Moore started the season at 12 when St John was playing 10 with Worsnip outside him, but Worsnip's injury has seen a rejig in that midfield, and Moore wearing 13 and showing he has got all the skills to fit that shirt.
And the wheels too.
Just a bit of gas, eh? Fantastic ball. Kingswood then, who had the early pressure, but find themselves 7 points down, get the game restarted. Horrible night here at Clifton RFC. Some glorious rugby as that ball just goes down. Have our first scrum of the game, and scrum, an area of this game we're expecting to be a big one.
I think, like you said, it's a horrible night. It's been battering it down with rain all day. The surface is very, very slippery, and I think quite a key part of this game is going to be to see which side decides to take on the territory battle. I think that's going to be very important. I mean, we've seen in the first 8 minutes how Clifton give the ball away a couple of times in their own 22. Maybe potentially need to look at Exton a little earlier so they can relieve some pressure off themselves.
Big scrum from Clifton, but Kingswood have it. Liniger takes the ball right to the line. Clifton make the tackle, man in ball, ball squirts loose. Really good bit of defence that, just reading what the play was. Scrum this time. Clifton ball. Keep an eye on that Clifton front row. There's some real talent up there. Two Bristol Bears in the form of Leyland and Malka. Garava at tight head. Spoke about before the game, playing alongside his twin team.
George Leyland, another of those who's been selected to make the England Type 5 camp this weekend. This weekend, I think?
It is this weekend. In fact, Clifton fixture scheduling has worked perfectly for them. With a game on the Thursday night, they've got all their England players available. And, while other schools around the country perhaps ruining that camp a little bit. Ball squirts loose. Covered by Clifton College, but more signs that both sides are defending really aggressively off the line here.
Especially on a wet day today, like the line speed's going to be so important. Puts a lot of skills under pressure. I mean, you see here, ball goes out the back, and because Clifton aren't too deep, it allows that Kingswood defence to fly straight through and really, really challenge their handling. And again, it's the same scenario, another scrum in their own 22. About where are they going to try run? Are they going to really take on this Kingswood defence, or do they fancy themselves with a boot?
Looks as though they are going to have a run, and they have engineered a little bit of an overlap on that far side. Kingswood had 3 players in the backfield defending that potential kick, and Clifton took advantage of it. They've got all the way up to the 22 hit. Williams showing subtle hands there, but the ball then just slots forward. Moved on one further pass. So another scrum. I think we'll see a few of those tonight.
Yeah, it's been a very frantic first 10 minutes. A few nerves running around. A lot of these boys, it's their first Bresnahan game, because I mean, looking back to last year, a fair few of these were named on the bench and didn't actually get to come on. So shake the nerves off in the first quarter of an hour, and then we'll see how the game pans out from there.
Well, you're a veteran of this game. What were the nerves like for you playing in this one?
Terrible. The whole week beforehand, just always thinking about it. It was always on your mind. It never leaves it, and that's a serious shot from Harrison Jones. yeah, it never leaves your mind. You're always thinking about little things, like running the game through your mind, how you think it's going to go, and then by the time it actually comes to the game, it flies by. You blink and it's the full-time whistle, and you're doing the trophy presentation at the end.
So we're finding a little bit of space again on this near side in the 5 metre channel. It's a couple of times they found a bit of space there, but Clifton are putting in some big shots in defence. Arthur comes flying up this time, and then Yasuda steals the ball, but it's been stolen back again by Clifton College. Lineker doing some of the dirty work as well as the fancy stuff. Chase comes through from Harris on the kick, almost manages to get something on Jack Adams' kick. Torpedo comes in, goes straight out. That is the danger with the torpedo. It's the way it shifts in the air, doesn't it, as it's flying along.
Especially considering it's a little windy today as well, blowing towards that far side.
Kingswood go quick. Lineker scoots down the outside, but I think the referee's going to pull them back and say the line out was formed.
I tell you though, I don't mind that option because the backfield space certainly was on. A great option by Finn KL, just down to execution and probably a large part of the win too.
Again, going back to last year, you and I were chatting before the game. I appreciated it. We were confused at full-time. We weren't quite sure if it was full-time or not, but I hadn't appreciated it. It was the same for you boys on the field. You weren't quite sure that it was the winning score or not.
I think some boys just had, you know, that feeling that it was, but I certainly didn't. I had no idea.
On Bowen it was with that moment of absolute magic at the end for Clifton College. There are a few magicians on the field tonight, that's one of them. And there's another. This is lovely handling from Clifton as the rain sweeps in again. It had just died down for a second, but it's come absolutely sweeping across the field now.
It's good because Clifton are really showing their ambition from all areas of the pitch. They're giving it a go. They're testing it a few phases, and if they're not making gain line, then they are turning to the boot. But certainly those first 3 or 4 phases, they go full guns blazing.
Kingswood kick deep. Harris is underneath it. Not afraid to run it back as well. Makes good ground, showing real strength as well as fantastic footwork there. Moore then stands in at first receiver and fizzes the ball out to the far touchline. Gamble does really well to stay in field. Jones then finds St. John, who moves it on one further and then gets involved in the ruck as well. Ball is a bar of soap there, and it just squirts out into the hands of Williams, and Lineker can kick clear. That one might have gone straight out as well. I wonder if the referee will say, therefore, that there was no advantage for the knock-on. Doesn't appear so. It looks like we are going to play the line out. That's a bit of a gift, that one, for Clifton College.
Certainly got away with one there. It's going to be interesting how the line-out pans out tonight, especially in this rain. See whether the towel actually does a good job or not.
Well, I was going to say tonight, presumably the job is chuck it to Oshie Williams. That was the plan. Didn't quite work as the ball drifted past him onto the Kingswood side, but then the ball is spilled loose and Moore could be in for a second. Oh, what a wonderful, wonderful tackle that is from Stan Walsh.
Tackling. First up, the shot from Austin Rowe. Catches him man and ball, or slightly without the ball, but definitely legal, and followed up by Stan Walsh on Will Moore.
Fantastic from Walsh.
Will Moore's not exactly a small bloke either, so that is a very dominant. very dominant shot.
Looks as though he must be able to scamper in for a second, but Walsh there to save his team. This, though, still a good opening for Clifton College as St John receives it from the scrum and sends Moore in, who gets the pass right on the gain line to Harris, and Harris is 5 metres out. Could be another opportunity here for Clifton. St John, oh, that's a lovely delay on the pass, and then Gamel's going to go over in the corner. That is such a well-worked try for Clifton College.
That is fantastic rugby.
The delay from St John, fantastic.
No, he's not effectively tackled.
See it again here. Harris goes short.
Serious offload from Freddie St John. Something you notice here as well is that no one's afraid to play 9. Matty Dixon clears the ruck just to keep the ball quick. Ollie Taylor steps in at scrum half, which gives the boys a lot of time and keeps the space out wide for Clamwell to walk into the corner.
Huge shout out as well to Camden Avenham Lovell, who did so well to spot that Kingswood had rushed out in defence. He let the man fly through the hole, then gave the pass. That beautiful bit of handling between Rowe and St John. But Gamel away, and Gamel lands the conversion as well.
2 from 2 from the touchline. It's not a bad first 20 minutes.
Well, they're talking, it's a wide pitch here at Clifton RFC as well. And that's 2, as you say, right from the touchline. Look at that delay there. And the Vanham Lovell, that delayed pass. St John then with the delayed offload.
Backwards!
Gamel away in the corner. That's a great take from Marshall Williams as well. Clifton rolling now and then bursting through, and Rowe just can't quite hold on to it.
Bit of tidying up to do for Clifton on the restart so far. Been a bit uneasy. Ball's hanging up there in the air quite a while. No one's putting a name on it. You'd hope that Big Osh would go up early.
Clifton, hold the back line. Hold.
But we find another scrum. What is that now, 6?
At least, yeah. They are racking up. It's interesting, actually. I was listening earlier to the BBC's Five Live Rugby Union Weekly podcast. Danny Kerr talking about how difficult a wet rugby ball is to deal with. You were watching Friday night, the Quins versus Sale Sharks game. In conditions similar to this, and many handling errors in that one. It really is a hard soap when the weather gets going. Kingswood deciding that the best way might be to just go tight. Liniger has to tidy up loose ball. Oh, it's a really good tap tackle on Liniger, but he does really well to hang on to that ball. No, scrum half Perry just sees there's a bit of space in behind Rowe, stabs the ball into it, but it's tidied up by Candavan and Lovell. St John to Moore. Sit one further, and there's a bit of space out here, and Gamel one-on-one. Gamel with the step and the fend. Gamel's in for 2, Clifton in for 3. Glenn Gamel, what a time to shine.
What a finish. Completely stood the full-back up. But again, the ambition from Clifton to go for it from their own 10-metre line in the battering rain is a great credit to all of them as a team. Some pretty slick handling from the entire backline to put Gamel away, for him to just do his thing.
I'll tell you what, Gamble looks like one hell of a find for Clifton College. Look at the work as well of Austin Rowe, who's come all the way off the right wing to get involved in the left wing and actually plays a crucial role.
Excellent work from Ollie Harris as well to not give the pass too early, to cut Glanwell's space, take another defender out the game to give him a one-on-one with a full-back.
I'm going to declare my hand here. I'm from Scotland and I'm getting very excited now watching Glenn Gamble. Been a while since we've had any decent youngsters. Are we seeing someone shining out here tonight? Clifton RFC in this Ryan Bresnahan Memorial Game. Do check out A Life for a Cure, at A Life for a Cure social media channels, and ryanbresnahan.org for more information. There's a couple of Just Giving pages as well so far. Bresnahan family has been behind £600,000 worth of fundraising. Was trying to find a cure for meningitis B. Kingswood kick off then. Once again, 21-0 they trail. And Finn, Kingswood haven't really done too much wrong. They've just been cut apart by a couple of brilliant moments.
Clifton so far today, they've been very good at spotting space early, not giving Kingswood a chance to...
We'll see it again. St. John breaks clear and then feeds one more pass out. Oh, Harris then hangs on to it. Could he have given it? Maybe he doesn't need to. Held up just short of the line. Once again, though, Clifton College showing that when the space is there, they know how to find it. They know what to do with it. Are they across yet? Not quite. You wouldn't bet against them on this. Next one, though. And there they go. The forwards get a chance. Fourth try for Clifton College. And it's the hooker, Jake Malka, that gets over the line in the end. See, a few players have come on for Clifton College. No Williams, James Stewart, Michael Rogers there, all on the field. And the try scorer, Jake Malka, started all 3 games this season. Did a bit of propping last year as well.
Malka, yeah, tight head. Give that a go. I'm not sure whether he enjoyed it too much, but I know he loves his hooking.
Eddie Smith-Milne, in fact it is, that's on the Gloucester and Scotland under-18 man. And Finn, another beautiful try, really well worked. Perhaps could have scored earlier. Harris just caught almost in two minds between giving the pass and thinking that the defence was sliding past him. But the patience then, once they'd not scored from the initial piece, they then just go through the phases and Malka driving over.
Yeah, it's really impressive, particularly at schoolboy level, to not rush, not panic. Yeah, you could have argued that they could have scored first phase in the corner, but to take the extra 2 that were needed to ensure that the job was done.
And needless to say, Gamble added the extras, so it's 28 points to 0 lead for Clifton College. Now I know what you might be thinking at home. This is looking like a score that's only going in one direction. Well, let me tell you, that is not what happens in the Ryan Bresnahan Memorial Game. I've got a man alongside me who knows all too well that a big deficit at certain points in the game means nothing.
I was going to say, at this point last year we were 26-7 down, conceded our 4th try, stood under the post thinking, let's try not make this 50, but no, to be fair, we turned it around. A little bit of Bowen magic saved us from a pretty disappointing night, to turn it into a very, very memorable one.
Watching it back the other night, I'd forgotten that actually with 5 minutes left on the clock, he was still 14 points down. There was a lot of work to do in not very much time at all. Kingswood have got a bit of work to do at the moment, but they've got a line out here in a really promising place. The maul sets up. Clifton have defended it really tightly, actually, to begin with. They might even have ripped the ball clear. They have, and they'll get the scrum because that's unplayable on the floor. That's really strong work from Teddy Smith-Milne getting up off the floor.
Yeah, to start off with, it was a really good drill by Kingswood, getting up in the air, good dart, bring the ball down. But then Clifton defended that really well, got through to the ball, made sure it didn't get cleanly out to the back, trapped it in there, and then another opportunity to attack. And I'm judging by the first 26 minutes of the game, I'm sure that we're not going to see an exit play off the boot.
Certainly would be in character for them to run some sort of move, and that's exactly what they do. Moore goes charging through, look to give the pass, doesn't quite, maybe that's just drifted forward, but oh my word, Clifton are absolutely on it tonight.
The back's making it very, very hard for Kingswood to defend, particularly from first phase. The triple threat, they've got 3 options at the line, which gives Will Moore the space, opens up the hole.
Good bit of defence that from Jack Adams, the Kingswood fullback, doing what all good fullbacks do, which is take the man. If he gives the pass, it's not your fault.
Yeah, if you see on the replay there, the wing around the fly half out the back, both his options draws defender's eyes, which gives Will Moore the open hole. And another few changes for Clifton too. I think Harrison Nixon's gone onto the wing, onto the left, and Gammel's moved to fullback, and Harry Delaney's in at 12. Yeah, Harry Delaney's in at 12, and St John has come off too.
Again, it's the lateness of the pass, isn't it? It's so hard to defend something when you can't make the tackle before the ball gets there, but the ball's getting there so late that it's hard to react. Gammel thumps it into space. That could be 50-22. Is a 50-22.
Wow. Just mature, just really mature brain. Gave it a go. Went for the first 10 metres, drew the defence, spotted the space in the backfield, and executed a perfect 50-22 to give Clifton another perfect attacking opportunity. First start for Michael Rogers with a slightly adapted pack too, to see how they get on.
Tidy line out drill as well. Threw it low just to make that catch a bit easier as Sunderland gets on a bit of a rumble. They look to go a little bit wider. Now they spread it more to Gammel. Gammel steps inside, then goes around the outside. Gammel almost up to the try line. Well, Williams takes it on short. Rumbling forward, Clifton. Delaney has a go. Delaney's across the line. Harry Delaney, the second team skipper, on for the first team, and gets a try within about a minute of coming onto the field.
You watch Delaney here. You can see the hole. Just promotes himself. For Dixon, gives Matty Dixon an easy target. And then from there, 2 metres.
He's a big man. No one's stopping him from there. He got low. Crashed over the line.
But again, the build-up phases to put Gammel out onto the left, just slight delay of pass in the forwards to make sure that they win the gain line again, put the Kingswood defence on the back foot, and then just the braveness from the backs to take the game on. Yes, it is where I've mentioned it multiple times, but normally you'd see quite a lot. You see teams throw forwards around the corner when they've got gain on conditions like this, but to take the game on, trust their hands, trust the skills, and we see another try from it.
And actually, for all we've spoken about, with the weather and there being a lot of scrums tonight, what's been particularly impressive from Clifton has been once they're into that red zone, their handling's been bang on.
Yeah, they've been very, very accurate. The comment I said in the first 10 minutes about shaking off the nerves, I think they're certainly gone. handling's been very accurate, skill's been very accurate, line-up's been accurate. Solid all-round performance so far.
Kingswood do well to make a mess of that restart though. And they've got the ball back from it. In fact, they'll go one better, they've got a penalty. Jack Williams was just having a think about going quickly there, but Lineker's going to go to the corner. They've had a couple of these opportunities. They've not quite managed to get them all set up exactly as they want, but you'll rather fancy that they'll get it right at some point.
I think that's been an area of great success for Kingswood tonight. I think Lineker's got a great boot on him, and I think they've used it slightly today. I think if they use it a bit more, they could give themselves more good attacking opportunities like this. They'll line out 15 or so, 17 or so metres out. Just see what they've got.
The funny thing is, I'd be interested to get your opinion on it, but the way that Clifton are playing, where they're just running everything from everywhere, it almost makes it for Kingswood a game more based around keeping possession of the ball rather than territory, whereas you would normally think on a night like this that territory is king, but actually having the ball is king.
I mean, we saw from the opening 10 minutes when Kingswood had Clifton just pinned in their own 22. There's slightly nerves, a few knock balls, a few knock-ons, a few drop balls, sorry, and a few pieces of decision making that gave Kingswood some good set pieces to work on. I mean, even here again, pinning Clifton in their own 22, winning a knock-on, and I believe that is Kingswood scrum. So again, like I said, just keeping the pressure on, not giving them an easy exit, and after those 3-4 phases, seeing what they do from there. Because they've tried, they didn't work out, and then turn the ball over. Like I say again here, it's a good opportunity.
Kingswood have lost ground but keep the ball. As we were saying, that's important. They've done well to get that ball away because the maul was just starting to form. Lineker produced a bit of magic. That's not half bad. Gets on the front foot. I'll tell you what, Jake Williams ran through a hole there. If the ball had gone to him, he was clean through, but unfortunately he was used on a dummy line. See it again here. He goes absolutely flying through the gap. Just never gets the ball.
Pass passage player is interesting because you see Kingswood, when they start to build a few phases, they do find those holes, like you say. They are there. It's just whether they can hold on to the ball and for maybe beyond 3 phases, see that 4th, 5th and 6th, particularly in schoolboy rugby, those holes do appear. It's just finding them. Staying patient, looking after the ball, like you say, possession is key on a night like tonight, and finding those holes because they are there.
And scrum, what have they got up their sleeve from this one? Move it to Gamble on that far side. He stabs a kick in. It's going to be tidied up in the backfield. Left-footed kick is charged out. Clifton hands, playing again really flat to the line, almost too flat that time as they just lose the ball in the melee of players.
How about that handoff from Junsei Yasuda?
He's been at the school for donkey's years as Yasuda. He loves playing for this team, he loves playing in this fixture.
He's a boy everyone loves having around as well, very honest, hard working.
Top player, playing for a top team at the moment. Clifton College are enjoying life here at Clifton RFC in the Ryan Bresnahan Memorial Game. Half time, Clifton College 35, Kingswood 0. I'm going to jump downstairs and chat to a couple of former superstars of this great college. Professional by Aiden Boshoff, who's just slipped on his Bristol Bears gear, just in case no one realised. Now, you're doing a good job of being on brand. You're here representing Bristol Bears, but you're also here as a Clifton College old boy, and as a Clifton College old boy, what a half.
Absolutely fantastic. Like we've seen from the boys earlier this season that they were going to be like one team to beat, and well, I mean, they've taken them for storm. They blew them out the first half, and it's just been amazing watching it from the stands.
And it's been an absolutely incredible atmosphere over there. But tell me, I mean, you obviously played with loads of these boys, but one lad you didn't, because he's new this year, Glenn Gamble on the left wing. Wow, what a superstar we've just unearthed.
I came to watch him at the Harrow game, and yeah, size on the boy, massive lad with pace to burn as well. Been involved in the Scotland setup, and rightly so. He's been absolutely fantastic.
And from a personal point of view, obviously career's developing nicely. First year as a pro at Bristol Bears, you've had Wales under-20s involvement as well. Feeling good about the world?
Absolutely loving it. I mean, getting paid to do what you love is the thing, it's the crack, and it's what everyone should be striving to do. So yeah, enjoying my time there, and just looking to take it further.
And probably going to be joined by a few of these lads in about 12 months' time. There's some pretty handy players in the Clifton ranks that are part of the Bristol setup as well.
I can definitely imagine there is like more than a handful to pick from. It's such a lucky group of boys. This team can go so far. They're so talented, and even more going to not just Bristol but other clubs as well.
No, it's been absolutely fantastic. What are the hopes for the second half? More of the same, or do you think Kingswood are going to start to edge back into it?
I think Kingswood, now that the wet's slightly gone now, I think Lineker might be able to get a bit more into the game. I think he's been kept very quiet by the Clifton lads, which is props to them. But I'd like to see from the Clifton boys more tries, obviously, but if we can nil him, that would be massive on a Bresnahan game. Keeping him to a goose egg would be fantastic.
Legend. Well, thanks very much, Aiden. Go and enjoy yourself up in the stand. You're doing the trophy presentations later on, but we're going to jump upstairs for the second half of this fantastic Ryan Bresnahan Memorial Game.
So pick 106, pick 41, and white 155. Collector prize from the sweet side. Those about to kick off the second half. It's 35 to 50.
We are back underway. Short hop from downstairs to our commentary position as Kingswood launch it long. Interesting to hear there from Aiden Boshoff. Expecting Kingswood perhaps just to work their way back into this one now that they've had a chance to assess at half-time. Some wonderful, wonderful things. With Wales under-20s, he's a schoolboy last year, Aiden Boshoff. Definitely one to keep an eye on, as is this man, Lineker. But tonight is the sort of night, it's not just about the superstars amongst those out there on the field, it's about the opportunity for all of those involved.
No.
Dixon stabs a kick over and then comes in to make the tackle. That's really, really good play. Adam Lovell spots a bit of space in behind. It's a clever kick as well as it skids on, but it's covered really nicely actually by Milo Worthy for Kingswood. And they're going to have a penalty here. Referee accidentally got the red card out. He meant the yellow, and it is indeed a yellow. As Clifton spend the first period of this game, this second half rather, down to 10. And it's good cover from Worthy, and it's a good kick from Lineker. And Finn at half-time, we were chatting to Aiden Boshoff and telling us that he's expecting that after half-time, having had a chance to discuss what Clifton College are doing, that we might just see a little bit more of a tactical plan from Lineker and his 9 and 15 as well, and be able to work themselves into this game.
Definitely, particularly on transition. We see a lot of Clifton running the ball, but it's those few phases straight away once they're turned over. Clifton have generally been good at covering up the backfield. It's just those few opening phases, maybe phase 1 and 2, where that space is certainly on, to get back into Clifton's 22.
They are in the 22 here, Kingswood. Very, very close to the line, as close as they've been. Started the first half not dissimilarly to this, but they start the second even better. Jack Williams, I think it was, that went crashing over from close range. And Kingswood have the perfect start to the second half, the start they needed.
See a lot of teams be quite predictable in scenarios like that. They know, they're going to pick and go, but not going same way. A lot of teams go same way to try to build momentum, but they got the momentum carry first up, 3 Clifton bodies on the floor, and then just spotting the weak shoulders to find the whitewash.
Was Jack Williams getting over it, and he's been a standout actually for Kingswood, has Williams at number 8. He's run hard, he's run straight. Gets his reward there. Lineker. Give it that extra bit of gloss. Sets the ball very low on the tee. Just doesn't quite catch it, drifts to the left, but it is a fantastic start to the second half for Kingswood. Jack Williams, the try scorer. Game on.
Yeah, absolutely. As we found last year, it's this next 10 minutes. Maybe one, if you can get another, or even 2. Your team are definitely fired up because they know that it is possible.
Williams gets over the ball. But Kingswood flooding through, almost turn it over. In fact, they do turn it over. Brilliant counter ruck from Kingswood. Clifton are going to look to counter-attack, but Kingswood have come out with fire in the bellies in this second half, and there's fire in that tackle as well.
Jinsei's done really well there.
That is what you'd call classic back row work, isn't it? Just doing a bit of dirty tidying up work for your team. Dixon puts up a fantastic box kick. Bang on the money. Pulls the way of Clifton College. Harrison Jones steps in at 9. Jones, who's played in the back row through most of the season, but moves into the second row for this game, proving just as effective in either role. Dixon. That's lovely handling from the forwards on the far side. Gets them a further 15, 20 metres up the field. The offload goes loose, pounced upon by Archie Wake. Vinegar's clearing kick. Sean Williams finds himself in the backfield. There's some pretty lovely running whilst at it. Had the pleasure of watching him play a bit of sevens last year at the West of England sevens at Taunton RFC. He does like the open field, as Ocean Williams, when he gets a go.
You can cover about 8 metres with one step.
I'd say, I mentioned it earlier, but his performance off the bench last year was so pivotal. He became just this line-out magnet. It just gave you free ball.
It's perfect when you've got an ideal target like that.
Missed out there, though. Adam Lovell. Looks as though he might have moved out to the wing, actually, in this second half. Tidies that one up, and Kingswood give away the penalty. Just overzealously trying to come through that ruck and getting a boot on it.
I think he's gone to fullback because obviously Nixon's still in the bin, so the two wingers are having to rotate. I think Finn's slotting into that role.
Go. Pump it into the corner.
I'm interested to see how the tempo pans out for the rest of the game. It's been very, very high so far. 43 minutes of very fast-paced rugby. I think if Clifton can keep it high, then you might see the second half turn more into their favour. But if Kingswood can just make it a little bit sticky, win a few turnovers, win a bit of territory, keep the ball like you said in the first half, then I think they'll get onto the ball quite a bit more.
It's a first real look at the Clifton College maul, and it's looking pretty tasty indeed as they rumble up towards the line. They're going to get over, are they? No, not quite. They move the ball away. They are going to get over in the end, though. Zach Arver, a veteran of last season, a regular this season, and a try scorer today.
Again, it comes down to that unpredictability. Fantastic driving maul. Won a good 15 metres. Looked like they were about to go over the line, but then just to take it on, that fearlessness, and get their backs in the game, and then challenge the Kingswood defence from only 3 metres out.
Again, it's a lovely, lovely late ball from Moore, isn't it? He's almost taken man and ball, but gets the pass away, and it just buys Arver enough momentum to be able to burst through the tackle and score.
Yeah, it's not necessarily all about giving your players wide open holes. It's about the soft shoulder. It's not meeting someone square on, meeting a solid tackle. It's that slight soft shoulder where you're winning the momentum even slightly to just give yourself best chance of not necessarily making a line break, just getting over the gain line, keeping the pace and keeping the speed of your own team's ball high.
Short delay for an injury, but all back up and running. ready to get going. Vinegar gets us restarted again. College 39 points to 5. Run.
Ball is out. Play off. Advantage. 12 high tackle. High tackle.
Apologies, I was a little slow on the uptake of the score there. It's 42 points to 5 in Clifton College's favour. Something I was never any good at as a player, Finn. I don't know about you. I was never really that in control of what the actual score was. I had a sense of where we were in the game, whether we were ahead or whether we were behind. But actually, the exact score I was very rarely on top of. You were a fly half, though. I'm assuming you were much more in control.
I mean, we're lucky now that we get massive scoreboards in the corner which tell us, but I think, yeah, when they're not there, you have that feeling of whether you are just ahead, miles ahead, or whether you're slightly behind. It's just, yeah, that feeling in the game, and whether you can A, find it, and B, whether you're actually accurate to make the right decisions.
It sounds daft because, of course, the score is the most important part, but very regularly found myself with teammates in a scenario where we didn't have a clue. Showing our age, there were no scoreboards in those days. That was the trouble. Or if there were, they were very rarely accurate. All depended on whose dad was paying attention or not. Clifton in possession in those famous sky blue and white hoops. Or out the back, doesn't quite find his man, but Clifton keep possession.
It was the right option, it was just lacked a bit of delicacy.
That is delicate though, then lost. Come back for a scrum, Kingswood.
I think, is this the first scrum we've had with the full new front row?
I think it might be.
It was pretty even. It's pretty even first half. At the scrum, particularly. A few times Clifton got a nudge ahead, but Kingswood held up very, very solid.
Yeah, it's been those areas of set piece have felt like the real contestables in this, haven't they? And you know, even at the breakdown, it's been quite even. It's just when the ball moves into that space that perhaps Clifton is starting to show their hand.
Yes. I think it's come down to the amount of options Clifton have had at the line. Having the tip, the pull at the back, it just really challenges Kingswood's decision making. And to be fair, when Kingswood have looked on top, they've done the same. They've had those options at the line. They've challenged Clifton's decision making in defence. And then, like I said, when Kingswood did score their try, if they can replicate more of that, then they'll definitely get more.
I said it's a party atmosphere at this very special Ryan Bresnahan Memorial Game, and we've had the YMCA on during that injury break. Clifton College on the back foot though, because Kingswood were using that injury break to see if they can find a way around the defence, and they've gone skating up the far side.
Good contest.
Into touch eventually, but just a sign there that they've got a bit of something in their back line as well.
I think that was Harrison Jones in the middle there. I mean, we saw similar at Roslyn Park Sevens, where he developed a nickname of the child for stuff like this. But I mean, it's part of it. Especially in games like these. It's big, both teams are up for it. It's not, as long as it doesn't get beyond there, a little bit of push and shove, but yeah, I don't mind it.
It's all simmered down pretty quickly. Those sets of players ready to get going. Referee just likely to want a little word with both skippers. Well, the rain looks as though it's gone. The YMCA is back on. I've got my camera operator dancing in front of me. Everyone's enjoying themselves here. Party time down in the southwest.
Got to find a way to enjoy the rain. It's not been as cold as I thought.
No, we were chatting before the game, weren't we, trying to organise this, and I was telling you the one thing to prepare for is the fact that the temperature plummets. But actually, it's been all right.
It's held quite well. I can't tell whether I did prepare actually properly because I got a massive coat warm, but I think it is. And the rain has also stopped too. Let's hope that stays away for the rest of the game, because hopefully we can keep it open.
Finn, we must give a shout out to your efforts here. This morning, you were in the USA, and you've flown over, landed at Heathrow. Your train was cancelled.
3 times.
Yet you still beat me here. Well done.
Just about.
Catching up with a few of the old teammates tonight.
Yeah, definitely. It's the beauty about these sorts of events, because a lot of boys come back. I mean, even when I ran in to grab myself a bottle of water at half-time, I saw probably a good 20 boys from my time at school, which is nice. It's like, because as you say, you move on in life, boys go elsewhere, and this is like the event where everyone comes back, particularly the year after, because you know the boys that are playing, you've trained with them, and you want them to have a good year.
More to make the outside break, but it's a really good spot tackle that from Stan Walsh. Made a couple of good defensive interventions as Walsh.
I think he's been a standout for Kingswood tonight as well.
The kick comes in, but it's well watched out safely into touch by Adams. Kingswood will have the line out.
Very almost to 50-22. It was great, I think, from Lewis Popple to spot the space. Just missed out by a metre or so.
Blue, there's your mark.
Yeah, Popple started at fly half against Sedbert last time out. Agonising defeat, that one for Clifton. Late Sedbert score for a 21-19 victory. But given the way Sedbert are playing, holding them to that sort of scoreline tells you an awful lot about how good this Clifton College side is. And we are seeing that in all its glory tonight. 42 points they've scored so far.
Put him down.
At the moment, avenging that defeat of 10 years ago to Kingswood. Every other loss in this Bresnahan game has been a tight one for Clifton, but Kingswood 10 years ago well and truly got them. Clifton fancying one back, and I tell you what, that's some lovely weaving running there.
James Stewart with a very dominant carry.
Stewart, another that has plenty of experience from last year. Delayed pass. Doesn't go to anyone, so the ball is loose, tidied up. And then extravagantly offloaded by Clifton College. They've managed to keep possession. And that's a clever carry. Smith Milne. Just eating up a little bit of ground, but more importantly, allowing time for support to get themselves back in shape. Box kick goes up underneath it. Underneath it initially was no one. Ball bounced, but it's now fallen into the hands of Ocean Williams. Rogers takes it to the line. Brother Eamon Rogers played in this fixture a few years back. A lot of family connections in this Clifton College lineup. Lineker, lovely little dummy, goes down the left-hand side. There's a bit of space now, actually. He looks for the pass inside, finds it, and another, and a third. Oh, glorious rugby from Kingswood. Can they find another pass? Not quite. But a flash of brilliance from the Bath-based side.
Lineker was screaming for it out the back there. looked up to his winger, was calling for the cross field. Just unluckily didn't get the ball. There's the first showing from Kingswood of what they're capable of on counter-attack specifically. Lineker starting it off down the left-hand side, and just the delicacy, the hands between the three of them to keep the momentum, keep the pace play going. It was a shame that they couldn't quite finish it off, because Clifton were in trouble on this right-hand side. They were lacking defensive numbers.
Yeah, Kingswood just ran out of players in the end, didn't they? They got 2-3 passes in, and then they needed one more. There just wasn't anyone quite there to take it. Clifton scrum. It's a big shove from Kingswood, though. Clifton will still play with ambition, though, and Austin Rowe rolling forward up beyond the 10-metre line. That ball's loose, though. And another Kingswood scrum, and after that last one, they'll be fancying another go at scrum time.
Yeah, they've shown some slight dominance in the second half with the forwards, particularly, like you say, at scrum time. That last nudge was pretty big. See whether they can replicate it on their own ball, give their backs a solid platform to play off, because we've seen that when they do, Kingswood backs can be dangerous.
Vanham Lovell back on for Clifton College. He's come on at 9, as you mentioned earlier, Finn. He's adept in that position, as Lineker, adept at 10, finds a little bit of space for Milo Worthy. He'd come in off his wing there. Just lost their shape for a moment there, Kingswood, but they're back in alignment now. So Lineker calls for it, feeds it out the back. His mate Walsh on the outside, who's been absolutely fantastic, and Adams here getting a chance to show what he can do with the ball in hand. We've seen what he can do defensively. And this man, Williams, we have seen plenty of. He, the scorer of Kingswood's only try so far, but that ball is loose and intercepted by Moore, but then Kingswood win possession back, and Lineker just thumps it right down the centre of the field. Might just bounce off the post to stop it being dotted down, so Rowe is forced to run it out. And Kingswood all over that one. They want the penalty, but they've been cleared out. So Clifton will go again. Kingswood not making life easy here for Clifton College. Vanham Lovell go to the box kick, sends it up to Adams. Adams sends it in field to Lineker, ships it on one further, and his scrum half Perry sends the kick in. It's a wonderful kick. It's just stayed in field, but that's going to allow Kingswood to put them under all sorts of pressure in the backfield. They rip the ball clear, but then they're tackled into touch, and Clifton will have the line out, but Kingswood starting to rise up a little bit here.
Yeah, they're just having little moments of opportunism, that nudging behind, and particularly how important it is the kick chase too. Not to give the Clifton backfield an easy opportunity to scoop up and make a good exit, making it difficult, making it difficult, not giving them an easy out, winning the ball back, but unluckily winning the ball back right on the touchline, giving Clifton the chance just to nudge him back in the touch.
Williams, the target at the line out, of course. Wins clean ball for his team. Clifton, of course, looking to run it out from inside their own 22.
No, he's just done his tape too tight and it's giving him cramp. Loose! Tight! Twos!
Scrum down, Kingswood ball. This is a lovely position to have a scrum from. Get a right shoulder going, but instead it's Clifton that get it going. A reset.
Be interested to see whether Kingswood gets Stan Smith back in the game here. Whether he could target the seam between the scrum and the fly half. Or whether Kings would look to go wide.
They can get that right shoulder up in the scrum. It just opens up the options for them. Again, it's a good scrum from Clifton College, so Kings would just send it up and then flying through on Lineker, who's done incredibly well to ride that and get back to his feet and just buy time for a bit of support. Clifton defending with real aggression, but there's a bit of space out wide. Cover tackle comes in.
Captain, knock on into touch, scrum will line out. Scrum call.
Clifton have obviously felt this little change in the pattern of the game and have decided the counter to that is to defend unbelievably aggressively, shooting out the line.
Yeah, it's a big part of the defence that Mr. Salter and Mr. Grucock look for. They ask for that aggressive, high line speed defence, and specifically when you go in numbers, I think it helps that Kingswood are playing very flat to the line. So if you go hard, then they don't have much room to work with. But
oh, that's a lovely step.
Clifton College flying through. Could be away for another score here. Delaney delays the pass and then gives it on to Rowe, and Rowe is going to get away for the try. Another wonder score from Clifton College.
Magic from Harry Delaney. Not only to make the break initially, throws a dummy, steps inside, and then the composure to not panic, pick up the right pass, and then again from Nixon here. The timing of that pass to Austin Rowe is so important, ensuring that the fullback had absolutely no chance of catching him.
This is why you're here with the two 22s on the field. I'm calling them both Delaney. Nixon there it was that fed the final pass to Rowe, who deserves his score. He's worked unbelievably hard today, as Austin Rowe.
Particularly the stuff in the backfield, a lot of the stuff that you don't really notice on the screen. Like I said, of those transition times, the opportunities that Kings would have had to win territory off turnover, just how quickly he's recovered to shut off that space and really nullify the threat from Lineker's boot as much as possible.
And with Gamble off the field, Popple taking over duties with the tee. It's Austin Rowe, who's slid from right wing to left wing, and he's found the scoring touch on that left wing.
Austin Rowe in the corner. I think it was Lewis Popple and scored the
47 points to 5 then, Clifton College win. Clifton College lead, I should say. Just a shade under 9 minutes left to play. Kingswood know for sure, given the way they played in the last 5-10 minutes, are not going to just roll over here. They're going to keep playing, keep trying to show what they're all about. Suspect the same is also true of Clifton College. They are hungry for more and looking for gaps in the midfield and nearly finding one there. Ooh, just goes loose. I'll tell you what, Finn, if they got through that hole there, it was game on in the try scoring sense. It was 3 or 4 players flooding through that gap.
Similar to the first half, I think they've stuck at it quite well. They're shifting the point of attack quite a lot. They're not being very predictable with what they're doing. The Tens have stayed very connected out the back. They're getting their hands on the ball quite a lot to not allow Kingswood's rush defence to trap the attack quite narrow. They're keeping the game very expansive, and I think again it's come down to the decision making. It's been top notch tonight. They're just making the right decisions, seeing them early, and finding the holes wherever they are, whether they're tight, narrow, over the top.
Absolutely, it's been very, very impressive. Kingswood have been impressive in the scrum, actually. It's worked well for them, and Lineker trying to use that platform and trying to feed Stan Walsh through the gap. Walsh, who's been absolutely brilliant for his side tonight. Taking a whack there, but gets back to his feet. It's really stood up for Kingswood in this second half. He's stood up all game for them. Well, last time they were in this kind of position, Kingswood, they came away with a try. What have they got up their sleeve here? 2 men standing off the line out. 3 seems all right with it. Kind of 3 men. Scrum half's not in the channel either. It's an unusual setup. They're sort of slowly wandering in, and now they accelerate, bump into each other a bit. Get the ball down though. That's what counts. Get them all set up. Doesn't matter what it looks like. Matters whether you do it or not. But unfortunately, just lost forward there for Kingswood. Thoughts then, Finn, as we move towards the end of the game? Any players that have stood out for you?
It's a tough game to. Decide. I think. If you look from the first half, you got obviously standouts. Ollie Harris running the ball from the backfield, looked dangerous every time he touched it. The man on the ball now, actually, Ollie Taylor in defence particularly. Him and the Arva twins, the whole back row, I think, they've been very aggressive in Kingswood's face.
Certainly have been. Brilliant run from Taylor. And still the move keeps going. That's Taylor flinging that pass wide. Now Ocean Williams is the man on the outside. Tries to get around the outside, just caught by the ankle. But still Clifton keep coming. And storming through the middle they go. Is Taylor going to get one here? Taylor started it all back in his own 22. And Ollie Taylor, the Bristol Bear, whose brother Harry has been doing such magical things in the professional game, does a magical thing himself here and finishes off that try.
This is what I was saying about 10 minutes ago about how the fly halves are staying out the back. You see Lewis Popper, number 21, he has a look, he sees the hole in the midfield, gets his hands on the ball and just gets the other forwards out wide, more involved. Moving the point of attack, like I said, away from Kingswood's defence, where they're very tight, very narrow. They're very up for the line speed, but just shifting the ball and giving Ollie Taylor a nice opportunity to finish and get on the board himself. Considering, like you say, he started the move, made the line break, popped it off to Arva, and then finished it off about 5 phases later.
And actually, he was popping up a bit like a fly half almost, in the sense of getting so many touches on the ball through the pattern of play, really having an influence on it from start to finish.
I want to point out Ocean Williams tonight as well, dominant in the air as always, but also on the ball. He's had quite a few runs on the ball, beating a few defenders himself, using that fend of his, and even the footwork too. There is footwork there. There is quite a lot of it. But like I say, back to the standouts. I think the one noticeable one, I think, as we all know from the first half, Glenn Gamble. Everywhere, everything, you name it, he was there, he was on the ball, causing problems. Conversions as well, 100% off the tee from his boot tonight.
Yeah, Glenn Gamble, absolutely fantastic performance. And to think that he packed it all into about 50 minutes worth of play as well. Superb. I compared him to Kenny Logan because of his kicking and the fact that he's a Scot, but really the comparison for me is Blair Kinghorn. Tall, rangy, with real pace and that ability to play in various different positions across the back line. I think he played in the centres actually early on this season. He's moved to full-back tonight, started on the wing. Been absolutely fantastic. If his head doesn't grow to the size of a balloon after me describing him as Blair Kinghorn, then he's a better man than me. I suspect he is a far better man than me, and Clifton College are far better than most teams in the country. They are running rampant. They are playing sublime rugby and almost going coast to coast again. They just lose that, but yet another example of the quality that this Clifton College side has. Finding gaps, fantastic handling, and actually incredible work rate from the forwards. You look at the first two players that were there, the ball I know went loose, but it was a hooker and a tight head prop combining to stay up with the play.
Yeah, they've done that very well tonight. Stuck at it. Even every line break. We're into the 68th minute now, and you've still got 4, 5, even 6 boys around the ball straight away. Like I said very early on in the game, actually, if Clifton could keep the ball speed high, keep the tempo high, then it will allow them to capitalise and keep putting points on the board like they have. And I think that's been such a key factor to why they have 8 tries to their name.
It's been a superb effort from 1 to 23 from Clifton College. The work rate, as you say, has been immense. That ball just spills loose. Have another scrum. Here we go then, Finn. Centre field scrum. You're the fly half. What's the play you're calling here?
I think it's the perfect attacking opportunity. You see a lot of teams now, they tend to either go for a 3-3 split or they stack both centres on this left-hand side. Because if the 9 stays high, then it opens up the opportunity for a 10-15 sweep onto the blind side with a 9-2 to create maybe a 4-on-3.
That's so often at scrum time, they will never get to find out. Free kick, Kingswood. They go quickly. I think you might have been onto something though with that 10-15 sweep. Had a look as though they were shaping up that way. It comes in. Is there one more moment of magic from Clifton College? This man, Moore, might well think so. Tries to stab that one off the outside of the boot though, and it runs out into touch. Not a bad idea, just didn't quite get the roll on it that he was hoping for.
Yeah, so I think as the full-time whistle approaches, I think my man of the match is Glenn Gamble. Like I said earlier, everywhere, everything. He hadn't put a foot wrong. 50-22s, you name it, he was in it. Yeah, he is my man of the match.
Couldn't agree with you anymore, Finn. Glenn Gamble has been superb this evening. We will see if we can get a word with him after the game. That's the final whistle. It finishes up here, Clifton College 52, Kingswood 5. A fantastic performance from Clifton. Kingswood stuck at the task really well. You know, first play of the second half, they get the score on the board. They really dug in the second half, but ultimately the praise has got to go towards Clifton College, who were just magnificent this evening.
Certainly, very well balanced. They proved that they weren't showing one trick of cards. They had a lot up their sleeve, and they throw 5 different options at once, which ultimately allowed them to capitalise on a lot of attacking opportunities and keep, like I said, tempo high, momentum high, and yeah, exploit some good chances.
They were Absolutely fantastic. It's been a fantastic game here. We're going to see a few of the tries. Some glorious moments. Harris here, setting up the first, releasing more. Now I'm going to jump downstairs in a couple of moments and chat to a few people. But as we look through these tries, we can reflect on what was a fantastic performance. A very different game to last year, very different to previous years actually. It's been a lot of close games, but you got the sense from what's been happening this season for Clifton, something was building, like they were going to explode out the traps at some point, and that's exactly what we saw this evening.
Yeah, I mean, they'd be gutted after last week to lose just by 2 points to Sedbergh, and they, like I said, they'd want to turn it around like they have tonight. They've done themselves proud. I think now it's about taking what they can from here and building on for the rest of the season. They've still got loads of big fixtures coming up. Wellington, Millfield. It's a long season ahead of them.
Yeah, it's a really, it's a big period, this one for Clifton College. Wellington, Millfield, as you say, the next game's Hartpury College as well, so it doesn't make things any easier for them. Presentations are going to take place in a couple of moments' time. Aiden Boshoff, as we said, is going to be handing them out. We're going to grab a word in a moment or two with Matt Salter and with Glenn Gamble as well out on the field. Perhaps see if we can chat to Michelle Bresnahan as well, who I think is going to take the mic at some point and express her thanks and gratitude to everyone. And Finn, I guess we've got to think about that really. That's the whole purpose of this evening is the Ryan Bresnahan Memorial. It's about a life for a cure and raising money for charity and coming together in his memory. And once again, it's reflected that superbly.
Absolutely, it's such an important evening for the school. And yes, the whole event was a long time ago, but it's so impressive how it hasn't died. It hasn't gone away. The school have stuck at it. Michelle's stuck at it. She's done a fantastic job of continually raising money for her charity, A Life for a Cure. Any donations are very, very appreciated. And like this whole evening, it's all about the charity and putting on a good display.
Putting on a good cap as well. I like the stash that A Life for a Cure is starting to provide for you boys. Very nice. Michelle's just up there in the stands. You can't quite make her out. She's just speaking to the players about what it means to her to have them here, but also the efforts they've made out in the field tonight. It really was a testing environment to play in tonight, because not only was it a raucous atmosphere, it was torrential rain. Such a difficult set of conditions to play in. But these boys all managed it. Both sides. Scoreline might look a little bit one-sided, but the game took some serious winning from Clifton College. Kingswood really did work them hard. I do want to give special mention to Jack Williams, the Kingswood number 8, and Stan Walsh, the Kingswood inside centre, who both stepped up magnificently well in this game. Michelle talking about the standards rising, and Finn, that's something that I think that we've seen, isn't it, over the last few years, certainly through your time in schoolboy rugby, and now this following season since you've moved on, the standards do just keep raising and keep rising. It feels as though, I was going to say it feels as though it gets more and more professional. I don't mean that. I don't mean it's a professional environment. I mean that the level of play just keeps rising and rising. The players seem to be getting better and better and more knowledgeable as well.
Yeah, I mean, you watch back old YouTube videos of rugby that happened, schoolboy rugby that happened 4 or 5 years ago. You watch the old Wellington games and you look at the way that those games were played, how both teams used to attack each other, how both teams used to defend each other, and how more mirrored the schoolboy game is now, and how becoming more mirrored it is to the higher regional games, the county games, the academy games. They're becoming much more aligned, and like I said, the schoolboy standard is continually driving through the roof year on year. And I can't see it stopping, because resources are getting better, and not only that, boys are getting better, the boys are becoming more involved in it. A lot more schools like tonight, Kingswood as well, they'll take a lot from tonight and they'll probably go on to the rest of their season and put on some serious performances coming up.
And I think what a lot of people who don't necessarily watch a lot of school, you know, if you think about a lot of parents, they maybe their last experience of the school game was when they were playing it, and then they have a child and they see the game now. And often you see a team like Clifton play tonight, and they play free and expansive and they were running everything. But actually, when you look at it closer, there's an awful lot of structure to that they're playing within. And that's the level of details that these guys nowadays are playing with. It's not just chuck it about, it's playing with real structure.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not like a lot of these tries, I think, noticeably, Gamel's try in the corner, you look at the whole build-up play, it's all down to the lines off 10 to give the 12 space out the back. It's down to holding the feet in the back line to give each individual member space to allow them to execute a pass. To like Ollie Harris breaking through a tackle rather than giving it too early, to give Gamel that one-on-one, to allow him the chance to show his skill set, show his feet. And like the same thing, Harris again putting more away, giving the ball at the right time, the timing of the pass. It's so much. It's not down to headless rugby where they're just chucking it about, like you say. There is so much thought and so much detail that goes into it that really does go unnoticed, which I tried to put out tonight, like even just like the 10s being out the back and having a short run, what that does to the defence, it gives them that slight soft shoulder to allow an attack to make gain line, which then they keep the ball quick.
And is that something, I mean, you played a lot of under-18s rugby with Bristol Bears. Is that something that makes it easier when you go and play with players from other schools and you all come together, although you're all used to playing with different structures, the fact that everyone's brains are switched on to playing within some kind of structure, does that make it easier to form those connections with guys around you?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I never got the opportunity to, but a lot of the boys now going into, say, these England development camps, it definitely will make that bonding a lot easier, because everything's so, like you say, it's not the same, but it's so similar in a way that people can slot in, it's a lot easier, particularly at that level where you're with a load of boys that you've never played with before. You'd find it a lot better and a lot easier for boys to show their talent that sometimes in other scenarios previously may not have had the ability to in camps like these.
Just over 450 of the 630 miles. And
Michelle just
on
about
Saturday, October the 5th,
important work
which has a
Life for a
very
Cure has
nice
done,
connection in that it is World Meningitis Day as well.
mentioning that it's actually World Meningitis Day. Meningitis B, of course, what Ryan died from so very suddenly in 2010. As we mentioned at the top of the show, particularly poignant one. Memorial game this year because it would have been Ryan's 30th birthday this year.
So every penny that you very kindly donate to us helps us to continue to do our work to raise awareness of meningitis.
Again, over 600,000 over the years. It's been a very, very impressive fundraising effort from all involved, not just at Life for a Cure, but at Clifton College as well, who've supported the charity so well. It's been mentioned earlier. It's very easy within a school for a charity to ebb and flow in terms of the importance it's given by a school, as see schools inevitably have a number of charitable causes that they're close to and they work with, but they've stuck close to Michelle and to Life for a Cure throughout this time, and they've done such fantastic work together. This game each year sits right at the top of that tree. It really is something pretty special. As we said to Matt Salter at the start of the game, about 1,000 people managed to pack in. The car park was absolutely jam-packed. They were asking people, Finn, on the way in, are you in a 4x4? Because if you were, they were sticking you out on the grass out the back to because they knew you'd get out. It's packed to the rafters here. Buses got moved, everything got moved.
And again, that's it. Like you say, it shows the support not only for the school but for the charity too. People still in the rain, when some might think it's miserable, they still turn up because they know how important it is, not only to the boys playing but to Michelle and to anyone who's been affected by meningitis, and like I say, the fundraising and how it can help change their lives.
these games as well as their fundraising aspect and their charitable aspect and the important work of that side, it's also massive just for the boys to play in a game that has this much attention surrounding it. And these are the moments that you reflect back on when, as in your shoes, when you finish school and you look back and you go, those were the bits, almost the result and the what happened and the who scored and who did what, who made a break, who missed a tackle, all of that goes out the window. It's the memories of the actual occasion that sticks with you above all else.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like I said at the beginning of the game, it's the pinnacle of your schoolboy career being at Clifton, playing in this game. And there's Glenn Gamble collecting his Man of the Match award.
Thank you very much, everybody.
Quite the burden of responsibility you had there, Finn. Listen, Finn, I'm going to go down and have a little word with Glenn and see who else we can capture. But thank you so much for joining us tonight. It's been a real pleasure to have you on. Real insight from you. You're in such a unique position to know what's happening. And what's next in the life of Finn Fielder as well? What's coming? Last time I spoke to you, you were going to try your hand at about 15 different sports. How's it all been going?
I'm playing my trade at Dings now. Working my way up there, trying to get maybe potentially a few games. Have a look at potentially challenging myself in National 1 if I can, if I prove myself at that up at Dings. But no, yeah, it's exciting.
Very exciting. Good club, Dings Crusaders. One of the classics, I always think. It's this part of the world, isn't it? There's dozens of real classic clubs. Michelle's coming out to present. She's going to do the presentations to the Clifton players, is she? Aiden Boshoff's still not got rid of that mullet, has he? A fine rugby player with a terrible taste in haircuts.
Yeah. I think he chopped it when he was playing 26 Nations. Well, he chopped it a lot shorter and said it looked a lot nicer, and I think he's just gone back to it ever since. I think it suits him.
It's the sort of calling card of the half-decent rugby player these days, isn't it? Every Kiwi's got one.
Yeah, we had quite a few boys at Bristol with mullets like his. It was a staple. It was a staple of the schoolboy rugby player, I think.
There he is.
I'm hiding mine with my hat now.
I'm just jealous, if I'm honest. I would that I could. Well, the only trouble I've got is I could grow a lovely mullet. It wouldn't be an awful lot to go with it.
The skullet, as they say.
The skullet, indeed. Presentations have almost wrapped up, so as I say, I'm going to pop downstairs. But once again, Finn, thanks so much for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you along. And well, if you're only down the road at Dings, we'll get you along for a bit more. Wonderful insight from you. Wonderful game of rugby on the field as well. Finished up 52 points to 5 to Clifton College in this Ryan Bresnahan Memorial Game. Let's head down, see if we can grab a chat with Glenn Gamble, the man of the match, and a few of the others around. I'm on when you need. can find Glenn Gamble and have a little word with him. In fact, I'm not going to do that because I've just spotted two of the stars of the show over here. I'm going to absolutely doorstep them here and have a quick word. Oh, what a night.
How are we doing, Michelle? Yeah. The rain held off quite nicely, and it means a lot to the boys. You know, it's a big night for the school. You know, and they come out and they really want to show what they can do. And I think, you know, a few bit of greasy ball at the beginning, and you know, getting used to the conditions. But then after that, you know, I think they put some nice stuff together. But then, quite rightly, Kingswood battled back in the second half and made a real fight of it. So yeah, it was great. It was just good to see Bath and Bristol battling away.
Certainly was. There was a real local element to that. I was chatting to Finn, and he was waxing lyrical about the charity and the work that you guys have done, but also about how you've created something that just means so much to all these boys. It must feel special to you to see what it does for all these guys.
It's awesome. I cannot put it into words, and to know this continues, thanks to this man as well, has to be said, but the way all the children come with such spirit, and I remember someone saying to me last year, it's the best day in school, and that, because Ryan, that was him. He just loved all of this. He just loved the banter, the music, the sports, and Matt didn't even know him. But this would just be Ryan's. He'd be here every night, no matter what. It just epitomises his personality and his energy.
Well, speaking of the music, who's in charge of the music choices? Because we were enjoying it in the injury breaks. There's some spectacular tunes coming out.
Well, it's actually a student that was at the school last year that's now doing a gap year at the school. So she's been in charge of DJing because we couldn't trust Mr. Wagstaff. He's too old. But yeah, it was very good actually. We were nervous it wasn't going to work at one point, but it does keep the mood and the wet and spirits up. So yeah, enjoyable.
And I have to say, I'm going to add something about Grace, who did the music. That she is an excellent hockey player and a massive ambassador of A Life for Cure, and actually introduced a hockey match in Ryan's name for the girls that never existed up until 2 years ago, and it was through that year group that they wanted a girls, not quite this, but maybe one day it will be, but they wanted a girls match in Ryan's honour as well.
Absolutely fantastic, and it will be. We'll come along and do that as well. We'd love to do it. Love a bit of hockey. Well done, Grace. Glenn Gamble. Pretty tasty performance that. You've found a gem from Fetties.
Yeah, I mean, you know, he's got those attributes that are quite unique, obviously being such a tall winger, but there's being tall and then there's knowing how to use those assets, and his ability to sort of move and fend and use his long levers is really unique. And I think, you know, we don't want to you know, shout too much from the rooftops, but I think he is very, very talented, and he's just amazing to watch. He lights people's faces up, and I think yeah, his dad's here to watch as well, which is nice. So like, yeah, as I say, hopefully, you know, he'll push on and go far.
You say you don't want to shine light on people too much. I compared him to Kenny Logan at the start, and then Blair Kinghorn by the end of the game. So.
Blair Kinghorn, yeah. So yeah, it's yeah, he does. Yeah, he's an incredible athlete. So and he's very exciting. Yeah.
Well, fantastic. Listen, both of you, thanks so much for putting on tonight. It's a real pleasure to play a little part in it. I'm going to go and find Glenn to go and talk to, but thank you very much. And just a final word again, where can people find out a little bit more about Life for a Cure and help donate?
Well, if they go onto ryanbresnahan.org is our website, or our Instagram is A Life for Cure, or Charlotte's Instagram is much more interesting at the moment, is Steps of Tribute, and you can donate on that as well. And thanks again for people who've done that tonight while watching the stream tonight. It's been amazing. And some of the boys have messaged me watching the match on their laptop and said that they're supporting, which is just... I cannot tell you how fantastic that is. It's just amazing.
It's absolutely brilliant. That's what it's all about. And both Instagram channels are very good. People should tune into both of them. Right, we're going to go and find Glenn. Thanks very much for talking to us. We'll see if we can spot Glenn Gamble, the man of the match. He should stand out because he looks like Blair Kinghorn. He's tall, he's big, he does all sorts of stuff. So we're going to see if we can spot him. Glenn Gamble. Here we go. I've spotted a man. Right, I'm going to leave my camera hand behind. I'm going to go charging off to go and find him. Here he is, the man of the hour, Glenn Gamble. Glenn, let me shake your hand. Well played. That was a terrific performance. I've been telling anyone that will listen that I'm Scottish, and I'm delighted to see a Scotsman get man of the match. How was that for you? Enjoy it?
Yeah, it was a great experience with everyone out at the rugby club. It's obviously a massive match for the school and for Ryan's mum, so it was really good fun. It was a really good experience, and excited to go again next year already.
And pretty handy off the tee. Did you enjoy kicking out here? A couple of touchline bangers. It was brilliant.
Yeah, thank you. It's really great. It's post nice and tall. I was a bit worried with the wind at the start, but yeah, it's great. It's great to have these opportunities, and yeah, it was a great experience.
And the try, talk me through that.
I don't know. I got given the ball with a bit of space, so I just tried to go outside, and it worked, and got the rewards for it. So it was really nice. Yeah, it was a really good team performance, and I think that we got the ball out wide quite a lot, which obviously makes it a lot easier for my job when you got space in the wing.
And it's the start of a busy old stretch for Clifton College. You've got the weekend off, and there's a couple of guys going off to England camp and all sorts, but then you've got Hartpury College next, and then I think you've got Wellington College and Millfield in pretty quick succession not too long after that. Doesn't get easier, but looking forward to the challenges.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's been a really good experience. I think it's amazing that our fixture list that Salt sets up, and it's just amazing for all the boys to get a really good run out against top schools. And I think it's that's what it's about here at school rugby and at Clifton. And so these games are what we come for.
And your dad's up in the stands tonight, I'm told. Picked a good one to go and watch.
Yeah, it was really nice to have him back. He missed a couple of games, obviously, because from Scotland, so it was really nice to have him back, especially for this one.
I'll tell you what, we're going up to the Merchiston Festival in a couple of weeks. Anyone to keep an eye on up there?
Henry Widdowson from Merchiston and Jake Dale are very handy players, and there's a couple of the boys around the place who in the Edinburgh squad that will definitely be ones to keep your eyes on. Well,
fantastic. You'll be able to catch that live on NextGen15. Glenn, thanks so much for talking to us. How are you enjoying life at Clifton College? You've been down here a month, but I know you were involved a little bit before you came down sort of permanently. But life's good.
Yeah, no, it's been a really good experience. It's an amazing school, and yeah, it's just a great location and a great set of coaching and boys to play with. So it's been amazing. I've really enjoyed it so far.
Fantastic stuff. Well, thanks for talking to us. Go and enjoy the evening with your teammates. Celebrate this one hard, because it was impressive. And we're gonna have a little wander off and a little bit of a chat with who we can find. But thank you very much, Glenn Gamble there, man of the match, and a Scotsman, hey? It's Scottish rugby's on the up, hey? We are going to be up at Merchiston Castle in a couple of weeks for the Merchiston Festival. We're then going to be at St Joseph's College for the St Joseph's Festival. And how about this, a third festival, the John Fisher Festival? It's all going on. Schoolboy rugby is not going to go quietly. It is loud and it is busy, and it is going to be good fun. There's games coming up at the weekend as well, 5th and 6th of October. Friday night lights at Merchant Taylors when they play Reading Bluecoat, and then a massive game on the 6th. It's Wellington College against Millfield. It's all going on, but here at Clifton RFC it's all been going on with Clifton College playing a blistering game of rugby. Kingswood gave it everything they could, and they made a real fight of it in the second half, but in the end it was Clifton College that had it, 52 points to 5. A fantastic performance from them, a fantastic memory for the Ryan Bresnahan Memorial. And do check out at A Life for a Cure on social media. That's it from us here though. Do join us next time. It's going to be a fantastic few weeks of school rugby, so do stay tuned in. Good luck to all those in England camp as well, and a huge weekend of school rugby ahead as well. But until then, enjoy yourselves, good night, and thank you very much for watching here at Clifton RFC.
right kit changes everything. With the right kit, you're ready for anything. United, connected, unstoppable. Whatever your sport, we are your sporting partner. Creating your kit, your way. For every team, for every challenge, for every aspiration. Feel seen, feel ready, feel part of the team. Kit on, game on.